Okay. Good evening, everyone. I first want to start off, I want to make an apology because we had some video difficulties today, so we did not have our study session, and we may have some later, but we just want to tell you apology in ahead if something happens to it, so my apologies. Tempe Union is continuing maintaining social distances for safety of our community. Board members are participating virtually, and this meeting is being streamed on live on YouTube. The open meeting law permits a public body to hold a remote meeting through technological means and implementing procedures designed to safeguard the public's access to the meeting. I will call this meeting to order. As I said, welcome everyone. The time is now 7:03. Let the record show that we have 5 board members in attendance. I move the governing board to adopt the agenda. May I have a second?
Madam President, I second.
Thank you so much, Vice President Garcia. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Does any board member want to go into executive session to discuss anything on tonight's agenda? Okay, moving along. The first item on our agenda is the ceremony of swearing in of the governing board. Tempe Mayor, Corey Woods has joined us virtually to administer the oath of office to Mrs. James, Mr. Marino, and myself. Dr. Mendeville, will you explain to everyone how this is going to work?
Yes, thank you, Madam President, Vice President Garcia, and new members of the board. We are waiting for our Tempe Mayor Corey Woods to join us virtually, but I'm sure he'll be here shortly. He just informed me that he'll be signing on in just a few minutes. As board members, we're so glad to have you a part of the team, and we're looking forward to this new adventure that we all will share, and with our common good for doing what's best for our students, as always. And so for that, I'm eternally grateful. The scripts that you have for your oath of office, you should have those in front of you. And when Mayor Woods signs on, he will conduct the oath individually with you. So Mrs. James, Mr. Montero, and Burdetta Hodge. So each of you will have them done separately. So now we're just waiting for Mayor Woods. And everyone can hear correctly now? We can hear pretty well? Okay, good. As was mentioned by our current board president, we were having audio challenges in getting started with our study session on the open meeting law. So to the public and all those who are listening and watching, we apologize. We do intend on rescheduling that study session and maybe attach it to the next board meeting in February.
Also, while we wait, I always do my quote of the day. I'm going to continue my quote of the day, even when I'm not president. I'll just be doing it at a later time. But my quote today is, "There is more power in unity than division." And that's by Emmanuel Cleveland.
Very good. That's a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm. And I'll be saying that, Mayor Woods is here. Welcome, Mayor Woods.
Welcome, Corey. Mayor
Thank
Woods.
you, everyone. My apologies for being a little late.
No, you're actually perfectly timed. We appreciate you having the honor of having you swear in our 3 new board members. And so we're just really grateful, not only to have you here, but the strong partnership that the Tempe Union and the city of Tempe have. We want to continue that, and I'm sure that will continue with your leadership.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Mendeville. Really proud to be here this evening and appreciate the honor of being able to swear in the new governing board members this evening. So I'm excited and just happy to be with you tonight.
Well, Corey, I am so excited that you are here, and I'm glad that when you took my call and answered and said yes, so thank you. With all
President
my
Hodge,
heart.
I will always take your call. You know that.
So
right.
we're going to move forward. Mayor Woods, you have what you need?
I sure do, Dr. Mendeville. Ms. Hodge, President Hodge, I will start with you.
Thank you so much. I'll get up and stand up for this.
All right.
It's the right hand or the left?
Yeah. Okay.
Which hand? Oh, that's right. I couldn't remember. It's been 4 years.
You got it. All right. I, Burdetta Hodge,
I, Burdetta Hodge,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution of laws
of the state of Arizona,
and the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of governing board member
of the office of governing board member
of the Tempe Union High School District number 213,
of the Tempe Union High School District number 213,
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Ms. Hodge.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Yeah.
Excellent. Next up, I have Ms. Sarah James. All right, let's see. All right, raise your right hand. I, Sarah James,
I, Sarah James,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and laws of the state of Arizona,
and laws of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of governing board member
of the office of governing board member
of the Tempe Union High School District number 213,
of the Tempe Union High School District number 213,
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
So I do affirm.
So I do affirm.
Congratulations. Welcome to the
Thank you.
governing board. All right. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Montero. Please raise your right hand. I, Armando Montero,
I, Armando Montero,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the state of Arizona,
of the state of Arizona,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of governing board member
of the office of governing board member
of the Tempe Union High School District number 213,
of the Tempe Union High School District number 213,
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
So I do affirm.
So I do affirm.
Congratulations, Mr. Montero. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the Tempe Union High School District Governing Board.
Congratulations to the newest board members, Sarah
Absolutely.
and Armando.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Mayor Woods. We appreciate you, and thank you so much for doing that for us. It means the world to me.
Absolutely, Ms. Hodge. Welcome back to the governing board for another 4 years, and to Ms. James and Mr. Montero. Public service is the greatest experience that I've ever personally had. I know it will be the greatest experience of yours as well. And just wanted to thank all three of you continuing to support our students of the Tempe Union High School District in Tempe and Ahwatukee. I know it means the world to our students, and they truly are our future. So thank you for giving up your time, as well as to all the other governing board members as well. That I see here, Mr. Barraza and Mr. Garcia. So thank you again, and thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. You have
Mayor
a wonderful
Woods.
rest of your night.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Take care. Good evening.
All right, take care now.
All right. We're going to continue our meeting. Board members, can you please stand for the pledge while I recite the pledge for you? Afterwards, we'll have a moment of silence. And the moment of silence will be for the loss that we had at our Capitol, and that we lost one of our, Calvin Good, who was he was the longest running council member in Phoenix, Arizona. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic in which it stands, in one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, so our first item of business today is our 2021 governing board offices. I want to start off by saying, as the outgoing president, it's been a wonderful 2 years being president. Thank you, guys. I want to thank everybody in the district who has supported me through that 2 years venture. It was a great run. I'm ready to become a board member again because I am a phenomenal board member. You guys don't know that yet, but I am. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to begin with the nomination for board president. I would like to begin the nomination. Who is going to, I will begin by nominating, I guess I will, Brian Garcia for the president of Tempe Union High School Board. May I have a second?
Madam President, I second.
Okay, is there any other nomination for president of the board? I have to ask the second time, is there any other nomination for president of the board? Seeing no other nomination, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, I declare that Brian Garcia has been elected president of Tempe Union High School Governing Board, and I will turn the gavel over to him for him to seek the president for the vice president. Thank you so much, Brian, and I'm going to do my last gavel. All right, hold on.
Thank you so much, Madam President.
Bring the gavel to you.
Thank you so much. At this time, we will continue with business with the nominations for board vice president. May I have a nomination for vice president?
Do you want to do it, Armando? Or I can do it. All right, I will nominate Andreas Barraza for vice president of the Tempe Union Governing Board.
Thank you so much, Member Hodge. May I have a second?
Mr. President, I second.
Are there any other nominations for vice president? All right, all those in favor of Andres Barraza for vice president of the board, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? All right, I declare that Andres Barraza has been elected vice president of the Tempe Union High School District Governing Board. Congratulations, Mr. Barraza.
Thank you. It's an incredible honor and responsibility.
Thanks so much. Dr. Mendeville will be.
We're going to take a brief pause to do a position of chairs, so to speak, in the boardroom, and we'll come back in just a minute.
Well, can we tell them where we want to sit now? This is Mr. President. I have requested to sit at the end of the table. I've been waiting 4 years for that seat, and I want that seat now. Then when we come back again.
Absolutely.
When we come back again, but for now, you're going to be over there.
Yeah, but I mean, when we come back again, I want that. I've requested my seat.
So we'll pause for a second. We can. Do we need to turn our cameras off or no? Let's turn our cameras off for right now and our volumes.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This time we will continue with business of the district with the report from Superintendent Dr. Mendeville.
I need to take this off. Suffocating right now. Let me take this off for a second while I'm talking because I can't breathe. Thank you, Board President Garcia. That's nice saying that. And Vice President Andres Barraza. It's nice saying that. Fellow board members, Board Member James, Board Member Montero, and Board Member Hodge. So I believe I have the best board going. So thank you for all being here. I'm going to start with my superintendent's report. We've got a couple things to share. Excited about. One, for starters, is the budget preparations and framework for the school year, fiscal year 22. At this time, we start beginning to develop budget priorities for the coming year. And back in 2012, the Budget Advisory Committee, we call it the BOC, was approved by the governing board, and it was established to solicit the input from employee stakeholders, association represented members, and non-association members alike, and community members to ensure a transparent process for budget development. This comprehensive team acts independently in advising administration before any budget recommendations are made to me and then to you as the governing board. We're proud of that process. I think it's served us well. In addition, TSCA, our Tempe Secondary Education Association, and our CTEC, our classified Tempe employees meet for their respective meet and confer process. which may include priorities for their respective, from their employee respective groups. Those are shared with the BOC team. And as a priority, as I reminded folks last spring, is that we are going to have as a priority completing the compensation package for our classified employee groups. We mentioned that last year because we ran out of funds. We were able to realize a percentage, and that wasn't satisfactory, and none of us were happy with that. But I think we hopefully will be in a position to do much, much better for our classified support staff. The next step with that is with communication. My intention is to bring you along the process, provide a report every board meeting as more information is confirmed, but minimally once a month until a recommendation is brought forward to you by me. And I will inform you throughout the process. And then lastly, the part to this framework and how we're preparing is the communication. What I will do is, and did last spring, is merge the minutes from the Budget Advisory Committee and the TSEA CTEC information. So we have a unified message of updates for all of our employees, and that will be sent out to them in a particular document so that everybody has information on an ongoing and regular basis, okay? The next item is our student success plans, winter intercession. As I stated at the December 2nd meeting, for our students who needed extra assistance in being a class or raising their grade from the first semester. And while our focus of support is with all students, we have a primary emphasis on our freshmen and seniors. Maintaining the credit gathering trajectory of our students is critical to ensuring our students graduate on time. All 7 of our schools have intervention plans that include some of these opportunities, like after-school assistance, evening school, and the potential for Saturday school, spring break intercession, and summer intercessions. This evening, I want to give a shout out to the following schools and their teachers who were able to gather teachers and work on individual student plans, success plans during the winter break. At the next board meeting, I will begin sharing the progress we will be tracking for each school. But for now, I want to give them a shout out. Where are you? For Corona. We had 3 schools, Corona, Desert Vista, and then our Tempe Union online program. Corona, Thomas Beksha, Sean Thornton, Corey Mandelbaum, Jeff Spence, Megan Northcutt, Ben Forbes, Pablo De Leon, Andrew Lawrence, Yolanda Leon Carlon, Ken Olson, Cheryl Braun, Ed Yu, and Kellen Castillo. Corona, go, go, Corona. Desert Vista, Keith Casey, Brooke Barendrick, Tiffany Pace, Jennifer Summers, Amanda Cogswell, John Cook, Lorena Gronveld, Anna Shigley, Christine Gorovitz, Ronald Inch, Jean Scanlon, Susan Slavin, Philip Smith. Go Desert Vista. We're very, very proud of you. And then our Tempe Union Online teachers, Avicha Levy, B. Williams, David White, Don Agnew, Heather Kaiser, Patricia Smith, Sonia Salazar, Sean Viola, and Administrative Assistant Jamie Sanchez. Go Tempe Union Online. I am making that special effort to recognize our winter intercession teachers because they really did go the extra mile, took time out of their break, and worked with our students to bring them forward. Like I said earlier, I will be sharing the results of the intervention student success plans at the next board meeting, and we'll continue to monitor the progress that we're making with our students, okay? Boy, this is pretty long, President Garcia. And then the start of the semester. We had a fairly uneventful start of the second semester, even though there's a lot going on. But our biggest effort right now is to bring those students who need extra support and assistance, our high priority students, back on campus to get that individualized help that they need. So our schools are working to invite our students and inform families that we want them to return back to campus for this individualized support. We will provide the bus services and meals for those students who are on campus. We'll continue to extend those invitations to our families. Another thing is that that all the schools right now will have a presence on social media with our virtual school showcases. I'm really proud of that. And the work that our schools and the community relations department has done. We'll share more of that about that in our next meeting. And lastly, a positive thing, if we're able to do this, our Corona del Sol robotics, the Arizona Dymix and Resolution Copper invited STEM students, teachers, and clubs all across Arizona to join together during the month of September for their first ever DBAX virtual STEM fair. They were supposed to submit an original video demonstrating the concept for a STEM learning project or initiative, and Corona del Sol did that. So I want to share that because you're going to be approving that, hopefully, later on in the meeting, okay? Will we be able to do that, Mr. Cole? Okay.
The game has been released to thousands of teams around the world, and our project has begun. After brainstorming, we conceptualize our ideas in a 3D CAD software and bring our design into reality through machining.
Hey guys, my name's Alex, and I'm here at Active Solutions, where Team 6479 gets all their machining done. Let's go check it out. Now that machining's done, I'm going to pass this off to Clusty, and he's going to show you how we assemble the robot.
Thanks, Alex. So now that we have everything machined, let's go ahead and put it on the robot.
With the robot assembled, we bring it to life, finely tuning computer vision algorithms and developing autonomous routines. And now we're ready. We're headed to our regional competitions with a diverse group of students that have a wide range of skills. The robot scores points by completing tasks as we collaborate with a variety of teams from around the world. Competitions are intense and unpredictable, but extremely rewarding. We get home, but the season is far from over. We have a community to serve and a new generation to inspire.
Oh my gosh, it's fine.
We are having audio difficulties. I don't believe that there was any audio with that outstanding YouTube video. Board members, can you hear me? Okay, so we'll have to continue to look and see what's causing that problem.
Dr. Mendeville, may we, once we figure out the audio difficulties, may we play that again at a later date? Because I do want to make sure that the Corona robotics team is recognized for.
Absolutely. President Garcia, absolutely.
Thank you so much. All right, at this time, we will continue moving forward. Next is public comment. Dr. Mendeville, do we have any public comment?
Thank you, President Garcia, Vice President Barraza, members of the board and community listening right now and viewing. We do have public comment, and I think Dr. Wilson is on, so she will be sharing public comment this evening. Dr. Wilson?
Thank you, Dr. Mendeville. This is the time for the public to comment. Members of the governing board may not discuss items that are not on the agenda. Action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter or scheduling the matter for further discussion and decision at a later date. Public comment concerning a specific agenda item is heard at the time that item is addressed by the governing board. The public meeting notice provides the method by which the public may submit comment and have their comment read into the record. Public comment for this meeting was accepted from 1 p.m. Monday, January 11th until 3 p.m. today. Board members have received a copy of tonight's public comment. 9 emails were received from 1 p.m. Monday until 3 p.m. today. Therefore, we will follow Section C of Governing Board Policy BEDH, Participation at Governing Board Meetings, which states that when there are 1 to 15 speakers, public comment is limited to 3 minutes. First public comment from Leilani Pete. Why is your football team distributing these shirts? Did they really watch the news this week and think that this design was a good idea? Is this what your school and athletic program represents? This is absolutely disgusting, and I cannot even imagine how your Hispanic students or first-generation students feel about this. I am not proud of my alma mater, Corona, at all. Stuff like this makes me and many alumni like me never want to come back, donate, or associate ourselves with your school. This is so disappointing. I cannot believe that this message is the message that Corona del Sol wants to represent. It is not cute, funny, or clever. The struggles of immigrant and Latino individuals in this country are not a joke or a cute catchphrase to put on a t-shirt. This is so saddening, and I cannot believe Corona would put a reference to such a hateful message on a shirt like this. This is gross. Our next public comment is from Amy Beeman. Amy Beeman and family. Amy is a former educator and current parent of a Corona freshman. I am resubmitting an unread portion of my last public comments in which only 1 minute was read aloud. If this submission goes over tonight's time limit, please read an additional allotted time to finish my family's comments rather than my husband and our son submitting additional letters. By the way, the last meeting had 2 letters submitted by the same person read aloud. Here it goes. Personally, we would be more supportive of current or future delays in a return to learn setting if we could truly look down every community facet for a solid 2 to 3 weeks and be done with it. Also, our family would have more understanding if teachers insisted on virtual learning, refrained from the following: boarding planes to travel during breaks, going on road trips to visit out-of-state family and friends, and or participating in activities other families are giving up during this lengthy pandemic. You wouldn't be hearing from us constantly if we saw the same level of commitment from our educators making necessary sacrifices for other essential workers that unable to stay home and receive a paycheck. So I implore that all those that want to remain virtual allow for these recommendations. Postpone all hair, nail, massage, and other service industry appointments so that you don't endanger the lives of some single working parents in those industries. Still submit a payment on a regular basis to them, but do a virtual tutorial with these professionals instead, because they need to pay rent while still putting their life in danger on a daily basis. No gatherings outside the household for weddings, holidays, birthdays, play dates, etc., because you could be passing it to someone's grandparents and you don't want to kill them. Zoom it instead. Do not send your toddlers to any preschools or daycare so you will save the lives of the childcare workers that are not paid as well as teachers. But be sure to submit regular payments so those households can afford food to eat. Quit all part-time employment, such as Uber, because you never know how you might be putting numerous people's lives in danger. It would be selfish endangering the community. Instead, be willing to temporarily give up those extra earning to save lives. Forgo all vacations as to alleviate the burden on healthcare workers that are overworked as it is. Keep hospital numbers down by doing your part. Do not engage in home improvement projects during this time so that you don't go to Home Depot and give COVID to an innocent retired person working part-time to subsidize their retirement on a fixed income. However, please buy gift cards online from these establishments so they don't have to lay off any retirees that depend on those wages to pay for medicine and other necessities. Only use ClickList, Amazon, and other services at grocery stores and Walmart so that you don't increase the chances of spreading COVID to minimum wage workers that can't afford to take unpaid sick leave. Do not eat in any restaurants, but instead get the food to go only. These are often jobs that our precious teenage population works. After all, we always look out. Our next public comment is from Amy Jamison. We heard our governor this week, and he continues to stress the importance of our schools being open. Science supports opening schools because schools and education is essential. Our children and families deserve a choice. Teachers need to be in schools teaching and not at crowded retail stores shopping on the busiest days of the year. If they don't want to come to school to teach, they should not get paid. People can still be given a choice to stay home, but give our kids a chance to get the education they deserve in person. We need to follow the science and open our schools. The state supports it, the federal government supports it, the CDC supports it, and so does the data pulled from other districts in our state and others providing in-person learning since the beginning of the school year. School is the safest place for our students. Science supports this. Our students are losing social, mental, and precious educational opportunities with the schools closed. Children are depressed and they are falling further behind every day. IEPs and 504s are not being honored. They are committing suicide. We are leaving our children behind. We've lost an entire semester and we do not want to lose the entire year because of pressure from special interest groups. We need to have fair, consistent, and equal opportunity of education for our children statewide. I'm writing because we are demanding an open call to the public, in-person school choice, and opening our schools. Many school districts are successfully conducting in-person school board meetings to comply with the law for open call to the public while safely socially distancing. Meetings can even be held outside. We have rights to attend our school board meetings, and you have repeatedly done everything you can to exclude us. Per policy, we are also entitled to an in-person call to the public instead of board members picking and choosing what they want to present. Respectfully, Amy Jamison. Our next public comment is from Deborah Bigham. I would like the board to please share evidence where schools are not safe. It is clear that Tempe Union Board is not making decisions based on evidence, rather they are making decisions based on political agenda. I'm also disturbed to know that most of our board members currently do not have kids in school or even have children. How can you possibly do what is best when you can even relate to what is happening to our children? I implore you to be courageous and make it a decision that is best for our kids, for their future. For that is the job you were also elected to do. Deborah Bigham. I have kids at Corona, Aprende, and Brisas. Our next public comment. I am Charlotte Windsor, the academic interventionist at Tempe High School. I have been an employee of the district for 22 years, and I am also an alumni of Tempe High. My life has primarily revolved around the Tempe High community since I started attending football games when my oldest sister was a Pommy in the early 1980s. While I've always lived in the same community, I have felt like I've lived in two different worlds since March 2020. When COVID struck our nation and the city of Tempe began its various levels of social distancing, I've been part of the team at Tempe High tasked with the responsibility of contacting all of our struggling students. This semester alone, I've made over 900 phone calls and multiple home visits. Nearly every contact has been a reminder of the stark contrast between my life and the lives of my students and fellow community members. Despite living within the same 5-mile radius as my students, my experience with COVID is radically different from their experience. The accounts of sick family members and deceased loved ones fill my work days as I try to help each student figure out a way to cope with their reality while simultaneously encouraging them with their schoolwork. As the tragic stories multiplied, I sought understanding of why, up until now, my family had been spared. Our risk is fairly high with my husband working as an RN with regular interactions with COVID patients, my children attending 2 different schools in Tempe, and me having multiple interactions at THS with students and fellow staff members. My curiosity led me to research on the effects of COVID on different ethnicities. It didn't take much effort to find answers. The disproportionate effect of COVID on ethnic minorities is well documented. Multiple reliable medical journals have concluded that Indigenous Americans have a hospitalization rate of about 5.3 times that of non-Hispanic white people. Among non-Hispanic Black people and Hispanic people, the hospitalization rate is about 4.7 times the rate of non-Hispanic white people. In August 2020, the National Center for Health Statistics began reporting nationwide provisional COVID-19 death counts by ethnicity for youth age 0 to 18. Compared to non-Hispanic white children, children of Indigenous American descent are 7.6 times more likely to die from COVID. Black children are 5.3 times more likely to die. Hispanic children are 4.7 times more likely to die, and Asian Pacific Islander children are 2.1 times more likely to die. The research and time to ponder our situation made it evident to me why members of my extended family and neighbors don't understand why schools have shifted to virtual learning. I now understand a bit more why the conversation is so polarized. If your personal experience and the experiences of those closest to you are not the same as others, it is incredibly difficult to understand the need to completely retool your life. I implore you to continue the protections you've put into place. The continuation of virtual learning is certainly Our next public comment is from Danielle Paulette. Good evening, Superintendent Mendeville and governing board members. My name is Danielle Paulette, and I have 2 children at Mountain Point and 2 children who attend Pueblo Middle School in Kyrene. I'd like to give a warm welcome to our new governing board members. I look forward to the strong partnerships we'll build together to serve the students of TUHSD. According to Maricopa County Schools COVID-19 dashboard and guidance, TUHSD is currently in the red for all 3 metrics with a 14.34% positivity rate. The town of Guadalupe currently has a positivity rate of 31.25%. Our hospitals are overloaded and Arizona has the highest COVID rate in the world. Instead of punishing teachers and at-risk communities back in the classrooms, we must find more equitable ways to serve our kids online. My family and many others are counting on Tempe Union to remain virtual until it's safe. TUHSD has been a leader in our community, doing its absolute best to prioritize students and teachers since last March. I'm hoping that even though we've started a new calendar year with new leadership, we will continue to follow the guidelines and protocols that TUHSD outlined for the community last summer. I only feel comfortable having both of my sons signed up for in-person classes at Mountain Point because our district has been extremely cautious and responsible during these unprecedented times. Thank you for your time. Our next public comment is from Jill Osborne, Tempe High School Orchestra Director. I want to again thank our TUHSD School Board for supporting students and staff while COVID rages through our community. Teaching online is not my favorite delivery method. Regardless, I am diligently working to make it excellent. Literally, in every virtual class that I have taught in January, a student has shared that they or a family member has tested positive for the virus, or someone in their family has died of COVID. It is heartbreaking to hear the struggles my students have in their home. I will make my class a happy destination, even if it is only online. I am glad that our district is taking serious measures to protect all of us. I appreciate being able to teach my classes from the safety of my home. Thank you for keeping us safe as we can be during this time. Our next public comment is from Monica Gelman. President Hodge, board members, Dr. Mendeville. My name is Monica Gelman and I'm a DV parent. I want to thank the board and the entire district staff and teachers for working so hard in the face of adversity. I see the vitriol spewed online by some in our community. Parents refer to teachers as lazy administrators and not caring about kids, and board members as corrupt. None of these things are true, of course, and it makes me wonder, why are some parents working so hard to open schools where their kids will spend 35 hours a week if they believe those schools are run by and staffed by those who are lazy, uncaring, and corrupt? Happy School Board Recognition Month, Monica Gelman. Our last public comment. Hello, Tempe Union board members. My name is Razel Andaya, and I am the leader of TUHSD's branch of diversity, Our Narrative. We are a nationwide organization, and our mission is to be actively anti-racist and encourage a productive dialogue on race and identity among our student bodies. Through the inclusion of racially diverse and anti-racist texts in USA schools, we hope to work towards racial justice, educational equity, and community power. In reference to the survey you had sent out at the beginning of the school year, we would like to work with you to create a more racially inclusive curriculum. As students, we want to be active in our community to fight any sort of racial inequalities faced by the student body. And as members of Diversity, Our Narrative, we want to educate further generations on different struggles of Black, Indigenous people of color. The experiences of Black, Indigenous peoples of color individuals should be taught in our schools and included in our curriculum to spread awareness and prevent such experiences from repeating in future generations. In addition, since all of us are currently students under Tempe Union High School District, we would accurately represent the wants and needs of the current student body. We think our experiences will boost your efforts and definitely increase the success of any procedures regarding the specific topic. Please contact us at diversitytuhsd@gmail.com for further detail. If you are unable to reach us through our email, here are a few individuals you can contact for more information. We hope to collaborate with you in your efforts to create a racially inclusive curriculum, and we wish you the best of luck during this COVID-19 pandemic. Sincerely, Rizel Andaya, District Leader, Diversity Our Narrative, TUHSD. That concludes public comment.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wilson. At this time, we will move forward with communications from governing board members, and we'll start with President Hodge. Member Hodge, sorry, it's going to take me a while. I've gotten so used to it.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much, President Garcia. I almost said Vice President. See, so I get it. I just want to start off by thanking our music department. They did a wonderful presentation for us on YouTube, and it was phenomenal to see that go through. And I actually went out and saw some of our sports, practice. Like soccer is practicing right now at some of our schools, and I looked at some of the basketball that's practicing. I know we don't know what we're going to do with winter sports, but they are practicing, and I can surely say that I saw everybody doing what's right. They had masks on when they needed it, and they were socially distancing. So thank you for that with the coaches. And I just want to welcome all of our new board members. Thank you. Congratulations for being on the board. Congratulating our new president and vice president. Thank you. And that's all I have to say today.
Oh, thank you. Keeps going on off. Thank you so much, Member Hodge. At this time, we'll move forward with Member Montero.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll keep it short. I just want to, first of all, thank the community for giving me the opportunity to serve on this governing board. It's truly going to be an honor, and being someone that has sat in our classrooms just 2 years ago, I'm excited to represent many of those that I sat alongside in the classroom. So I'm ready to get to work and excited to get to work with Dr. Mendeville and your team and the rest of my fellow board members. And congratulations to President Garcia and Vice President Barraza.
Thank you so much, Member Montero. Member James?
Thank you so much. And I want to echo what Board Member Montero said. I'm honored to be here. And thank you to the community for entrusting us to represent our students, our staff, our community on this board. I think it speaks highly to the district that every single member of this board is a graduate of the district. And I'm thrilled to serve with all of you. Congratulations, President Garcia. Congratulations, Vice President Barraza. We have a lot of great things to do in this district, and I'm thrilled to be working with Dr. Mendeville, one of my former principals. I was also thrilled to be able to attend an event honoring Dr. Joe McDonald today. He was my first principal when I started teaching at Desert Vista, and it was an amazing event to hear the impact that Dr. McDonald had on so many people's lives, and including my own. So I'm just thrilled to be able to be here in Tempe Union and look forward to representing our students, staff, and our community.
Thank you so much, Member James. Vice President Barraza? We can't hear you, Vice President Barraza. Nope, we can't hear you. Here, I'm going to, while you work out technical difficulties, I believe Member Hodge raised her hand and wants to say something else.
Yes, I forgot to say congratulations to the McDonald family. Until Sarah said it, I was there actually, and I want to give a thank you to Congressman Greg Stanton for actually putting him in Congress. So it was a phenomenal meeting. He was a great man. He will always be a mentor to me, and his family's been phenomenal. So thank you so much. I just wanted to put that out there. So. And also another thank you to Corey Woods, Mayor Woods, for doing our swearing in. So thank you, Corey Woods, if you're listening.
Thank you, Member Hodge. And I will go next while we wait for Mr. Barraza. First, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome back. Excited to continue working with you all. Thank you to everyone who wrote in. We really appreciate your thoughts and comments. I also wanted to congratulate our new board members and returning board member Hodge, new members James and Montero. We're excited to have you on board, and then congratulate Vice President Barraza and his new leadership role. And also thank you so much to Tempe Mayor Corey Woods for administering the oath of office for our new and returning members. Additionally, with the new year, there also are exciting things to recognize. I want to take a moment to congratulate Flynn Scholar semifinalists. We have 6 semifinalists, which we're super excited about and excited to support them. I apologize if I butcher your names, but I want to make sure that we recognize you. Aslyn Connor from Desert Vista, Carlos Quintero from Corona del Sol, Maya Steinberg from Tempe High, Shirley Wang from Desert Vista, Tyler Wright from Tempe High, and Mitch Zakox from Mount Point. So congratulations to you all as semifinalists. We'll be cheering you on as you move forward in your interviews, and we can't wait to see what you all do. I also wanted to thank Congressman Stanton for recognizing Dr. Joe McDonald as his service to Desert Vista and the Tempe Union community. I was unable to attend, but I'm excited that we had board members there to represent us and truly be part of the congressional record presentation and honor Dr. McDonald in that way. Also, just wanted to thank President Bernadetta Hodge for her service in the leadership team, and also, as our time as board member. I've learned so much from you, former President Hodge, and just want to take a moment to thank you for your service. We'll be recognizing your service in the leadership team at the next board meeting, but I just want to take that moment now before moving forward. And then last, I have an update for you all. I also wanted to thank the board members across Maricopa County at the last county meeting for the Arizona School Board Association. Board members across the county elected me to serve in the Maricopa County co-director role to help represent our own communities with a statewide organization with the Arizona School Board Association. So I wanted to thank all the board members that encouraged me to do so, and also to help guide me and support me in that as well. So I will be giving regular updates there as well. And then I know we did this last time, but also congratulate Member Hodge on her role serving in the Arizona School Board Association, as well as part of the Black Alliance as the vice chair, I believe. So that is all I have. And now we'll circle back to Vice President Barraza.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, so first off, I'd like to thank everyone that for this honor and this really humbling experience. I really appreciate it. First, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone is well, and I hope their year is starting better than 2020 was. I think ultimately, hearing from the letters that there's still a lot of division in the community, and so what I want to really instill as vice president is that I'm really going to take a tremendous effort to hear everyone and make sure everyone feels understood and heard. I think it's very important as a community we move forward, especially in these difficult times. So I want to thank everyone for this opportunity and this heavy responsibility, especially during this time, to serve in our leadership for our governing school board. Thank you. I appreciate it, and it's not a lightly position. I really will take great responsibility and focus to lead. Thank you to everyone, and I hope everyone's having a happy new year.
Thank you so much, Vice President Barraza. Before we move on to the next business, I also just wanted to congratulate and give a shout out to the Corona del Sol robotics team that I hope we will approve for their grant award from the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation and the Resolution Copper Virtual STEM Fair. They do a phenomenal job, and I'm very proud because I like to go to their competitions and cheer them on. So anytime I see them come up on the agenda, I always get excited and want to recognize them. So thank you. This time we will move forward with any communication from the executive team. Dr. Mendeville.
Thank you, President Garcia, members of the board, Vice President Barraza. We have Mr. McDonald. There you are. Okay. So Mr. McDonald is going to give a report on our metrics for right now. I believe we have the PowerPoint that will be shown, so we won't have any problems with that. Okay. And then Mr. McDonald, you'll narrate.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Mendeville. Good evening, Mr. President, Vice President Barraza, governing board members, Superintendent Mendeville, executive team, and community that are watching from home. I'll give you the update of the metrics from last Thursday, January 7th. The new metrics will come out tomorrow. So on the Maricopa County slide, you'll see the last 4 weeks, and prior to that even more. We are currently in the red with benchmark 1A and 1B being 560 cases to 100,000. That's approximately 5.5 times the limit of 100 cases per 100,000. And benchmark 2 is percent positivity going up to 18.9. And then of course our COVID-like illnesses in the hospital benchmark 3 up to 15.5 for all of Maricopa County. Next slide, when you look at the Tempe Union High School district metrics, we'll notice that again, we are seeing substantial overall risk levels in the red, continuing to be in the virtual setting with on-site support. We did see a little dip in the cases per 100,000 people. Percent positivity in COVID-like illnesses did go up. What we'll see tomorrow, that this day would have been from about Christmas Eve. What we'll see tomorrow will be between the holidays of first Christmas and the New Year. We'll look at the Tempe High School and the other schools, and once again, we are working up the zip codes that have a number of 40 students or more. And what we are seeing here again, cases, the 518 cases to 100,000. Our percent positivity is high in the Tempe High School range. Zip codes at 20.14%. And of course, COVID-like illnesses for our schools are 12.9. And that's the same as Maricopa County. Similar, you'll see the same, a little bit smaller percent positivity in the McClintock school metrics. However, the cases are still in the 500 range. And again, very similar to those of Marcos Deniza High School as well. We move to Corona del Sol. We are also seeing cases are rising or staying stable, I should say, at the 500 range. Percent positivity is rising to 17%. The COVID-like illnesses did increase 5.1. Mountain Point High School seeing similar pieces to that of McClintock and to Marcos at about 530 cases per 100,000, 19.86% positivity. And they have a COVID-like illness because of Pinal County being a little bit higher at 13.42%. course, Desert Vista as well. A little bit lower, lowest overall at 441 cases per 100,000. Percent positivity is 15%. And again, COVID-like illnesses at 13.55%. And last but not least, Compadre Academy, very similar to the 85283 zip code, majority of their students, 570 cases per 100,000 with a percent positivity of 16.84. What I'd like to show you are some comparisons. And as you look at this graph, this is a comparison curve of phase or wave 1 versus wave 2. And wave 1 is in blue, and that started on May 17th and ended September 20th. Wave 2 started September 27th. And what you'll see with wave 1, the blue, is that it took about 8 weeks. And of course, weeks 6, 7, those were the weeks during July that we had a rough summer. It took about 8 weeks to stabilize and then go back down. And what you're seeing in wave 2, again, started September 27th, going through week 14, we are still on an increase. We'll probably increase through week 16 and then start to stabilize and go down after that. Here's the positivity rate. You see the months of June and July, again, what we thought was some of the highest numbers we've seen. We are actually much higher than that at this time, and averaging about 26 to 28% positivity when you look at this data point from January 7th. If you look real time, we do know that in some cases we're up to 30% in percent positivity rate. This is the R0 number, or the rate of reproduction. And what we'll see here is the rate of reproduction is anything above 1 is that the virus is continuing to grow. Anything below 1, the virus decreases. We're right now at the end here at about 1.10. So for every 10 people, 11 people are getting it, or for every 1 person, 1.1 people are getting it. What I added here were the arrows, and I thought that every time we had a little flattening of the curve, you'll see an increase. And I do believe with this last one, we have a flattening of the curve, but I do believe there'll be another increase because of the holidays. And I would ask also people to think about, what they're doing and staying home. We have some things that are coming up as we're, NFL is playing playoffs and soon to be Super Bowl. Some of these super spreaders come from these celebrations. So I want to make sure that, we do good things so we can get our staff and our students back to campus, at least in a hybrid setting, as soon as possible. This is patients, COVID-19 patients in the hospitals. And again, you'll see in the summer that it was about 4,333. As we are continuing now, we're at about 6,000, and we see that number continually go up. Also, cases by the week. You'll notice again, the summer cases got to about 27,500. Here we are in this last week, and it will be a little bit higher even this week at about 52,005. And so we are watching the cases go up by the week. And here's a comparison by the month. So we look at June and July, or even November. December is twice as much as November and 2.5 times as much as June and July was. But definitely we have a lot more cases going on. Lastly, this is the number of people tested over time. And the good thing are that people are testing and they are getting themselves in. And I would encourage you to also test. And that will help. This is also not only a PCR test, but antigen test as well to see if people actually had it and if they are becoming immune to that, of course. And we'll also see more tests to see if the vaccine is continuing to work. And so we'll look forward to watching this number as well and watching the people test over time. So that concludes my report for today. Is there any questions? I will have my governing board briefing tomorrow with the new metrics.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. McDonald.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, we will move forward with first order of business with the consent agenda item. I move approval of consent agenda items H1 through H8. May I have a second?
Mr. President, I second.
Thank you so much, Vice President Barraza. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, the motion passes 5-0. Thank you so much. The next item is to select our committee assignments for 2021. Dr. Mendeville.
The each year we have board members assist by being a part of our strategic goal committees. My glasses are fogging up and I can't see with it. So our goal committees, we have a strategic plan that we follow diligently. We monitor the goals and the sub goals within each of those main goals. So we have 4 committees. One that deals with the teaching and learning department. That's goal number 1. Number 2 is the resources, working with the business department and understanding the finance piece and how we can make sure that our decisions and options that we look at in terms of resourcing support for our students. And so that's where that comes. Goal number 3 is all around a highly effective and diverse workforce. So our teachers and support staff and everything that encompasses with that. And then finally, the goal number 4, working with community relations in a partnership with all of our community members, and bringing them forward to how we can support our students and staff by their involvement. I think in front of you, you have the meeting dates. I think you also have a description of the goals themselves with a little bit more than what I've provided right now. So at this time, I think if we just, Oh, I am sorry. You're absolutely right, because I can't see. The other 3 remaining goal committees are, they're actually committees. The TUHSD audit committee, and that's working with the business department too. And the Tempe Union High School District Benefit Trust Committee, working cooperatively with the business department and the benefits department. And then the Tri-District Investment Committee, working with Kyrene and Tempe L as a tri-district partnership around the investments that we have. So I think right now we have an existing strategic goal with Vice President Barraza and President Garcia. Do you two want to remain on that committee with goal number 1?
Yes, I will remain on goal number 1.
Okay. June, you're going to capture these? Okay. And then Mr. Vice President Barraza, are you going to remain on goal number 2, or would you like to switch somewhere else?
I would like to remain on goal number 2. Also, I'd like to know if the new board members have any questions regarding the committees or if they have a preference themselves.
Yes, thank you. So what we'll do, board members, yes, so I want to give an opportunity to the new board members to have their first round of selection first, particularly because Vice President Barraza and I have already had an opportunity to go through these. So we'll go ahead and start with Member James. Is there any specific committee that you are interested in serving in?
Yes, I'm interested in strategic goal number 3 and goal number 4 as well. Would be my preferences.
Okay. Member Montero?
Yes, I would also, if I can, like to join goal 3. And if Vice President Barraza does not want to be on number 1 anymore, I'd go on there as well.
Okay. Member Hodge? I can hear you, but can you unmute
Oh,
yourself?
I want to hear I want to be on the tri-district investment, and
Okay.
I also want to be on the trust.
Okay. Would you like to remain in goal 4?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Vice President Barraza? To confirm, you no longer want to be on committee 1, but you want to go on committee 2, stay on committee 2, is that correct?
Well, in terms of goal 1, I think board member Montero would be very much suited for it. To his experience and his leadership, I think would be very beneficial for goal number 1. I would like to stay on goal number 2. And if there's any recommendations from you, Mr. President, on what you think the Vice President should focus on, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate your input.
Okay, so let's see here. So right now, yeah. So I would recommend Ms. Raza that let's see, because we need someone on the audit, but I also want someone else on the trust. And they're both on the same dates. So I will go on the audit. Mr. Raza, would you like to serve on the trust?
I'm on the trust too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so both of you would be serving on the trust.
Absolutely. I think it would be beneficial as vice president, and whereas vice president's focused on financial structure of the district, I think that would be necessary and positive step. Thank you. I would like to.
Thank you so much, Vice President Barraza. All right, I believe that sums up our committee assignments. Is there anything else that you need, June?
Do you have that confirmed?
Can I just confirm?
Yes.
Yeah.
On goal 1, we've got Mr. Garcia and Mr. Montero.
Correct.
Goal 2, we have Mr. Barraza.
Yes.
Goal 3, we have Ms. James and Mr. Montero.
Yes.
Goal 4, we have Ms. Hodge and Ms. James.
Yes.
Audit is Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Benefit Trust is Ms. Hodge and Mr. Barraza.
Yes.
Tri-district investment is Ms. Hodge.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much, June. Also, yes, no, that is perfect. Thank you so much. All right, that concludes the governing board member committee assignments. Thank you all so much. Next, we will move on to the temporary COVID-related leave extension. Dr. Mendeville.
Thank you, President Garcia, Vice President Barraza, members of the board, and listening community. As you all know, and I think I have Dr. Keller online to take any questions if we have any, but this is pretty standard, and quite frankly, I'm glad that we're proposing this for our employees. But with the FFCRA leave extension for COVID, as you recall, we were provided through the Trump administration that we would have certain leave afforded to our employees for expanding FMLA and EFMLA for child care extensions. And so there were a lot of very, very appropriate leave extensions that were granted in light of this pandemic early on. And so those have been exhausted at the end of December. And so to date, we've not heard anything from, while the Trump administration is winding down their days in office, we had not heard anything from the end of December to now because this pandemic continues. And so we were quite aware of that. We are proposing, because our work still continues, our teachers and our support staff are still having to face this pandemic just like everybody else. So what we're simply proposing in this COVID-related leave plan for the month of beginning January 1st, ending March 31st, is that we extend leave options for our employees as outlined in the information that we gave you. We've complied with the federal and state level COVID-19 leave requirements, and they were exhausted. So that's the reason we feel like we should be able to provide as a district, which we have it as our option, to extend those benefits temporarily until we hear from the next administration, the Biden Harris administration. So there's a window of coverage that we would like to afford our teachers. Like we had, I think 26 individuals that were quarantined due to work-related or other exposure just over the break. And it's our intent to grandfather them with this temporary leave plan. And just as a side note, I wanted to know what other districts were doing. We want to make sure that, I want to understand what our sister districts are doing. Tempe Elementary has extended FFCRA like leave. Kyrene is not, Chandler is not. Queen Creek employees have to use their own medical leave and FMLA. Same thing with Mesa, same thing with Higley, and AJ is covering 3 to 5 days, Apache Junction. So again, as a priority for me, and I know for this governing board and prior governing boards, is that we take care of our employees. And so I am recommending that we approve this leave, because it's the board has to approve it before it can go into action. That is the information. So we are recommending that you approve the temporary COVID-related leave plan as submitted. Are there questions?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Mendeville. We will open it for discussion. Do any board members have any questions for Dr. Mendeville and his team? Vice President Peraza?
Yes, I just want to thank the district for taking the initiative and being preemptively putting this in place to provide confidence and instill clarity for our staff. I think it's important. We can presume that something would come out of it, and this is very much something that I would affirm. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Vice President Peraza.
All right, at this time, if there are no other questions, we will move to approve. So I move to approve the temporary COVID leave plan as submitted. May I have a second?
Mr. President, I second.
Thank you so much, Vice President Barraza. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion passes 5-0. Before we move on to the next item that is informational only, we've been advised that we have to return really quickly to the governing board member committee assignments. And this is because for the Tempe Union Benefit Trust Committee, only one board member may serve on that. And so, Bernadetta, you, or Member Hodge, you are the first one to go forward with that. Would you like to stay on there?
I would like, but if the Vice President Barraza would like it, I can give it up. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier when I was like, it's one person.
No, I thank you, Member Hodge. I appreciate it. Vice President Barraza.
Yes, Bernadetta, I definitely would like to have an opportunity to serve on the committee, as well as be able to learn from your advice, and the experience. So if that's okay, I would like to serve on the benefit trust.
Okay, well, I will remove myself so he can have the trust in.
Okay. And then just for clarification purposes, I know for the other ones, we can't have, with the strategic goal committees, that we can't have more than 2 because of open meeting law.
Yeah.
So Ms. Hodge, would you like to go on a different committee? Would you like to add to another committee? Because since you're allowing, Mr. Barraza?
I'm already on 2, so I have I'm on 4 strategic 4, and I'm also on the tri-district, so I'm fine with the 2 I have.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that
Yes.
you didn't want to add to a different one as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you all so much for bearing with us as we finish that out. And we move next to the information items. Right now we have the financial report through January 6th, 2021. Are there any questions on the financial report? Vice President Barraza?
Yes, more or less comments. I just want to thank everyone for their hard work throughout these financial reporting processes. It's tedious and there's a lot to consider, and I look forward to working with our business services department and getting familiar with the numbers. I think we have an excellent team, and I think we're in very good hands. I really appreciate the opportunity to work with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vice President Barraza. I echo all of those sentiments as well. Now we are ready to adjourn. So our next regular meeting is February 3rd. I move to adjourn this meeting. May I have a second?
Yes, Mr. President, I second.
Thank you so much, Vice President Barraza. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes 5-0. Thank you so much. Meeting is adjourned.